All right. Are we ready to go on the record? That's a question for you. Hey, good morning. Thanks for getting here on zero notice. We are here in 25cv000738. It's Antoine Brown versus Prudential Construction. If I could have, for the record, the appearances for the two sides here on behalf of Mr. Brown.
Donna Johnson, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson, for being here. And on behalf of Prudential Construction.
Kristen McMurray.
Great. And Ms. Johnson, you have at your table Mr. Brown.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And tell me who you've got sitting at your table, Ms. McMurray.
I have my paralegal, Ms. Hollweedle, if she's not allowing me to never step back, and my client, Mr. Jones.
All right. No, it's great to have everyone there. It's all good. So we are starting the bench trial in this case. And just to summarize my limited understanding of it, so you don't need to till this ground, if I'm correct about it. Mr. Brown retained Prudential Construction to do some work on his house. That ended up not going real well. Mr. Brown wasn't paying Mr. Jones when Mr. Jones thought he should be paid. Mr. Brown thought that there was work not being done that should have been done. There was something about USAA. We'll learn about all of that. But ultimately, Mr. Brown told Mr. Jones that they no longer had a business arrangement. There was a separate lawsuit where Prudential sued Mr. Brown. This has all been wrapped into this lawsuit that was originally in state court, and then it was transferred here because of some discovery issues that we have already navigated. I have ruled that there is no counterclaim. So we've got Mr. Brown's claims against Prudential Construction, and there also won't be any evidence offered up that Mr. Jones is in fact a licensed general contractor. That's my review of an order that I entered a month and 10 days ago concerning some discovery issues that we worked through. I've got exhibit lists from both sides and witness lists from both sides. And both sides' best estimate is that we probably ought to get through the trial today. If we don't, we can always pick up tomorrow morning because the only other trial remaining on this trial calendar we will take care of on Wednesday afternoon. So with that, Ms. Johnson, you're welcome. If you want to give a brief opening statement, it's a bench trial, so that's up to you. And throughout these proceedings, both attorneys, you're welcome to use the podium, be wherever you want in the courtroom. We just need to make sure we get the evidence in so that I understand what we're dealing with. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to just do a short opening, please.
What I'm going to do is add a couple cameras here so that we get everyone on. Okay, Ms. Johnson, when you're ready.
Okay. Good morning again, Your Honor. We are here today to request the court's voidance of the residential contract, construction contract dated February 13th, 2023, and any amendments between the parties because neither Prudential Construction nor its owner, Christopher Jones, was licensed by the Secretary of State pursuant to OCGA 43-41-2. That statute requires that when the total value of a contract exceeds $2,500, the contractor is required to be licensed by the Georgia Secretary of State. If a contractor enters into a contract valued greater than $2,500 without a valid contractor's license, that contract shall be unenforceable and in both equity and law. And that is under OCGA 43-41-17. As the court has already mentioned, we have determined that Prudential Construction was not licensed in 2023. The evidence will show that Mr. Brown signed and authorized work valued at greater than $34,000 to be done on his home to repair water damage caused when a washing machine's pipes burst while he was out of town. Then, after the initial contract was signed, Prudential's owner, Mr. Jones, presented an amended estimate of costs directly to USAA, the insurance carrier that covered Mr. Brown's home, with a value exceeding $42,000. As you will see, these vastly exceeded the $2,500 required for licensure by the Secretary of State. In addition, there was some poor workmanship and what Mr. Brown believes was a exaggeration of actual costs to purchase and or do the work that was contracted for. But under OCGA 43-41-17, we respectfully ask the court to void the contract and the amended estimate, as well as find that Mr. Brown is not responsible for paying anything because the contract is unenforceable. And we're also asking for the removal of any and all liens that Prudential Construction has placed on Mr. Brown's home, as well as attorney's fees for the trouble we have had to go through to try to get to this point.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Ms. McMurray, you can give an opening statement now. You can reserve until after Ms. Johnson rests, or you can say, Judge, you have an understanding of what's going on. Let's get into it.
I think I'll reserve.
Okay. All right. Help me remember when plaintiff rests that.
Yes, sir.
I'll remember that you reserved. I may not remember to say, hey, do you want to give an opening now? But you certainly can after Ms. Johnson rests. So with that, Ms. Johnson, if you would please call your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The first witness will be Mr. Christopher Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones, if you come on up to the witness stand, please.
Would you like me to swear?
Well, the deputy's going to take care of it. We've got a professional.
Okay.
Fancy.
Swear affirm that testimony you will give to the truth, the whole truth, that what you say about, that you do or not, you know, you have a seat. Then you state, swear that for the rest.
My name is Christopher Jones.
Say, swear.
I'm sorry?
Can you spell your name?
CHRISTOPHER, last name JONES.
Can you move the screen right by you? You can stay right where you are, but if you'll just move that device, there you go. So we get a little bit more view. Perfect. Thank you.
Better?
Yep.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning.
Again, my name is Donna Johnson. I represent Mr. Brown. How long has Prudential Construction been in operation?
Since 1993, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's when it was incorporated with the Secretary of State.
Okay, and have you been the sole owner the entire time?
Yes, I had a partner at one time, but we resolved that many years ago.
But you have at least been
Yes.
an owner since 1993?
Yes,
Okay, as an owner, are you not responsible for knowing the laws and regulations pertaining to residential and general contractors?
yes, we are.
And you are a residential, or Prudential Construction is a residential and general contracting
We're
company, correct?
contractors, yes.
And that includes knowing that contractors with contracts valued greater than $2,500 are required to be licensed by the Secretary of State. Is that correct?
That's for general contractors license on particular projects, yes. Specialty items, no, to my understanding.
Okay.
Tell me what you mean by specialty item.
Flooring, paint, drywall.
What would a general contractor be?
A general contractor normally, my understanding is you bring a conglomerate of people together and they must be plumbers, electricians, or what have you, and they must have the necessary license by the state.
Okay.
But
And-
normally a floor contractor or a drywall contractor does not, they only have to have an occupational license, specialty license.
Okay.
Well, in this context, were you a general contractor?
Well, that considers Mr. Brown was purchasing part of the material, so that's kind of ambiguous because normally a general contractor would not allow a homeowner to purchase material.
Did you purchase material?
Yes, I did.
Did it exceed $2,500?
That I could not say offhand.
Well, why not?
There were several different phases. There was drywall, there was hardwood.
But if you add it all up, would it have been more than 2,500?
I'm pretty certain it would, yes.
So then in this case, because it exceeded $2,500, you would have been required to have a license.
Not as a specialty contractor, no. Not from my understanding of the law.
How do you understand, and where are you getting your understanding from?
It's published on the Secretary of State websites, what is required.
And where any other source you're using?
No,
Okay. And other than the Secretary of State's website, have you done anything to make sure that you fully understand what is required or not required?
yes.
What other things have you done?
In regards to finding out what is required, as you stated, a general contractor is supposed to have a license and it's supposed to be for projects over $2,500, as you so stated.
And what I'm asking is, other than the Secretary of State's website, what other sources have you used to?
The licensing
make sure-
board,
I'm sorry,
the licensing board,
of the Secretary of State?
yes,
Okay,
of state of Georgia.
yep. The licensing board is under the auspices of the Secretary of State, correct?
Individual license come from, for a general contractor, yes. But if you have a specialty license, you just go to the county in which you're located and get that particular license.
And a specialty license would be, again, your example to get flooring, you could get a specialty license to be a flooring person.
Normally, what happens when you go to the municipality to apply for an occupational license, if you work out of your home, you fill out the documentation, you tell them what the specialty items are that you do, and that normally is it, and you don't require a general contractor's license to do those items.
Okay.
Like Empire.
That is business license. That is not professional license, correct?
Professional licenses are not required for specialty contractors. Professional licenses are required for general contractors.
And where is that written or documented? That specialty licenses are not required for general contractors?
That's written on the Secretary of State site. You can go to any municipality and they will issue you an occupational license also stating what the criteria is that you can do under that license.
I understand that, Mr. Jones, but that is not the same as a professional license required by the Secretary
To
of
do
State.
specialty.
So I want to stop you guys. You need to ask questions. You need to answer the questions. You've been answering them, but you don't need to have an argument. The law is what the law is. The facts are going to be what the facts are.
Correct.
And so keep asking Mr. Jones questions,
Okay.
please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jones, I am going to put up an exhibit. I think you should be able to see it on the screen in front of you.
Do I need to hit unmute?
No, but you can make that go away. Hit stay muted. There you go.
Okay. This is plaintiff's exhibit number 1. Your Honor, Mr. Jones, do you recognize this document?
Sure.
What is it?
It is an estimate.
An estimate for,
That's the front page of what we normally attach to the estimate associated with the customers that we deal with.
okay,
So looking at this, now that is the estimate body.
okay. And this body contains an estimate for
The
work to be
line
performed.
items of the work that was to be performed.
Okay, all righty, as well as the purchase of any materials for the work. Is that correct? Okay. I'm going to scroll down to the final page. What is this final page, Mr. Jones?
Excuse me?
What is this page you're looking at now?
It's a recap by rooms.
Okay, and what is the, so each of the rooms has a specific cost attached to the room?
Yes, it does based on percentage.
Okay. And percentage of the entire contract, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and what is the total value of the work that you were going to perform under this estimate?
Based on, can you scroll up to the last page of the estimate? Because I don't think that's the total amount that's showing on this page.
That is the first document.
Can you asking me about the total amount, correct?
Yes,
And I just want to make sure that if I'm repeating a number, that I'm repeating the.
I have other documents that I'm going to show you.
Okay,
Can you
What is
show
it?
them the other page though? What page do you want to look at?
well, she's showing me a document that's showing $34,542.38, and it represents 100%. Previously, she mentioned a dollar amount of 38,000, so I would like to see the two documents. so I could-
If
So-
I did, that was a mistake. I'd say over 34,000.
Is there another page on here you'd like to see? You're familiar with the format. Is there some other page?
All due respect, Your Honor, yes, I'm familiar with it, but sometimes when we run the reports, we don't run all the pages because it's not necessary depending on who we're sending the documents to.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking her to scroll up so I can see if this is the last page of the estimate.
All right, let's scroll up, please.
There is nothing to scroll. This is the last page, Your Honor, of this is the initial estimate that was signed by my client.
Oh,
There are-
I meant to go to a lower page number. It's like, let's go to page 21. Does that give you a sense of whether that's,
Can you come down? I'm looking for another page. That page has 41,800, bear with me. That
Okay.
page has $41,858.76.
yeah, so these are different numbers. Don't go past this page. So
Okay, I was
there's,
just trying to center it.
so there's our 34,000. That was that total. But then there's some more numbers in here, overhead and profit. So I guess the total figure of the contract is the 41,000?
Not including the supplements that were written after the fact to the insurance company.
Okay, but as of the time you're engaging, or put differently, Mr. Brown is engaging you, is this what the estimate is?
I would venture to say that that was the first estimate.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Understand it can change, get that 100%. You get in there and realize, oh, there's more rot, or there's mold, or we thought it was a 2x4 and it's a 2x6 and things are gonna change. But You were helping me understand that that figure of 34,000, there may be more numbers out there, and now we're seeing some additional numbers, overhead, profit. So then it looks like the claim is a little bigger.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm just gonna scroll back to page 1. I can get it. It's locking for some reason. Just to be sure, the date entered for this particular estimate and authorization is February 13th, 2023. Is that correct?
Can you scroll up? Well, yes, that's the day that was in it. Yes, that's the
Okay.
day that we inspected the property.
Okay, all righty. Now I'm going to show you a different exhibit. This is plaintiff's exhibit number 2. This is a signature page, I think, or can you describe to me what it is?
What this form is?
Yes.
This form acts in 2 parts. The first part of the form is the insured pays us to write an estimate regardless to whether we do the work or not. If they change their mind and they don't want to pay us to do the work, they owe us the 5% for doing that. The other portion is an authorization of repair for us to do the work that is written in our estimate and then approved by their insurance company. The bottom part of the form, of which Mr. Antoine did not want to sign, was an authorization for the mortgage company and the insurance company to pay us direct, which basically means if he has a mortgage, our name would be on the check, the mortgage company's name would be on the check, and his name would be on the check.
And those 2 signatures on this page, do you recognize them as being Mr. Brown's signatures?
Yes,
Okay, and the date that he signed, do you recognize that as February 13th, 2023?
yes.
So would you say, from when we're looking at Exhibit 2, and you mentioned that Mr. Brown, by affixing the first signature, was agreeing to pay you 5% of the estimate, whether or not you ended up doing the work, was your estimate the $34,000 figure or the $41,000 figure?
The $41,000 figure without the supplements.
Okay.
If you look at the other page that brought the other amounts into play, they clearly show what they are. I believe it would be sales tax, overhead, profit.
Okay. But the 5%, it's 5% of the 34,000 or the 41,000?
41,000.
Okay, so if Mr. Brown hadn't hired you, he was going to be paying you $2,000-ish anyway.
Without the supplements, yes, sir.
Yeah, we understand without the supplements, but he did hire you. And so he didn't owe beyond whatever USAA would have paid you, or he would have paid you another $2,000 because he hired you. That cost of estimate was just sort of rolled into doing the work.
Not, if we do the work, the fee is not owed.
You answered my question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Jones, I now have on the screen plaintiff's exhibit number 3.
Okay,
Do you recognize this document?
recap by category.
Okay, and if you look at the total, what is that total?
$42,358.76.
Okay, is this an amount that you came up with after Mr. Brown signed the authorization?
Well, I can't say that this is one of the original pages of the original estimate. And the reason I'm saying that is because when we go back and forth with an insurance adjuster, we do not completely rewrite the estimate. If the adjuster does not agree with some of the items that we have in the estimate, then either we change it, take it out, or delete it. So this is a page of an estimate that I have written, but I cannot say that it is a page of the first estimate from the page that you showed me, based on me not being able to see a date on the bottom of the page.
Okay, I don't know if there is a date. Here it says,
December 14th, so it's 10 months later.
is that a correct date? Or
No.
You would have done that?
The original date was 12/23. So that date tells me that this is an estimate that was being worked on after the original estimate was submitted to his insurance company.
That's that's my question. What final number, if any, did you, end up, as the estimate for the work to be performed?
I don't have the final estimate from the insurance company what the total dollar amount came up to. I don't have that document in front of me.
And when you said negotiating with the insurance company, are you referring to USAA?
Yes, I am.
And in those, negotiations, was Mr. Brown involved, or was it just you and the insurance adjuster going back and forth?
Mr. Brown was involved from the aspect that he knew up front, as well as his adjuster told him, that I write an estimate, I submit it to the insurance company. If the insurance company has a problem with the estimate, then we communicate back and forth. In those communications going back and forth while we're negotiating, Mr. Brown may or may not have been privy to it unless his adjuster sent him another estimate, of which I'm certain, because I received a copy of the final estimate, which CC'd him on it.
But you don't know what that figure is?
I don't have the estimate in front of me. This was almost 2.5 years ago.
How was the final estimate, finalized or secured for you to know that that's what the insurance carrier had agreed, both you and the insurance had agreed on?
The adjuster sends over the final estimate, asks me to look at it, see if there's anything else, or we willing to work off of that estimate. Once we haggle back and forth, we say, okay, fine, we'll do the work off of the insurance adjuster's final estimate, of which at that point, if his estimate has been changed from my estimate, we do not rewrite our estimate. We leave our estimate the way it is. We work off of his because that's what's being paid off of.
No, this is different. Now showing you what is marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 5, and I don't know why the blue is on it. Oh, there it is. Plaintiff's Exhibit 5, are you familiar with this document?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And what is it?
It's an invoice submitted to Mr. Brown for the services performed on his home based on the insurance estimate line items.
Okay, and you presented this on April 6, 2023, is that correct?
That is the date that it was printed. Now, the actual date that it was given to Mr. Brown, I'm not 100% certain without looking at an email, but I would say that that date was pretty close to the date that he received it.
Okay. I'm gonna go through these items with you. When you charged him $4,961.58 for drywall, what did that entail?
Excuse me, there's something showing up on the screen that I can't see your numbers.
Oh,
I can't read what it says. What
It
does it
says
say?
this meeting is being live streamed and then,
Hit okay.
okay.
There you go.
okay. You all
Your
set?
question was?
The question is, I just explained, I'm going to go through these line items. The drywall line item, what is the amount that you charged as of April 6, 2023?
It's $4,961.58.
And what did that entail?
That included the material, the labor to install the drywall, hang the drywall, tape the drywall, and finish the drywall.
And that, when you say tape,
Drywall,
hang, tape, and finish? What do you mean?
drywall is put up in 4 processes. You hang the drywall, you come back, you put a tape on the drywall. Drywall is recessed on the edge, so you have to come and bed that in to make it flush with the regular drywall. Then you have to put a finish coat on it, which is wider to hide the seam. Then you come back over it and sand it.
And all of that was done?
Yes,
And all of that is included in this figure, 4,961.58.
yes, ma'am.
So if something's on the invoice, that means that the work is complete.
Well, the drywall and the insurance estimate, everything is a line up. This dollar amount is arrived by taking all the rooms that we did the drywall work in, totaling it up, adding the sales tax, overhead and profit to it.
Okay, but you wouldn't be sending Mr. Brown an invoice for drywall prospectively, as in, hey, you owe me, I'm gonna call that $5,000. I'm not done with it yet, but I've told you I'm gonna do it, and so you need to pay me.
Everything on the drywall work was completed with the exception of there was a piece of 2-foot drywall, maybe by 3 foot, that we did not put in because the closet door was shut and they forgot it.
Okay.
Okay, the next line item is hardwood flooring. What does that figure entail?
That figure entails purchasing the hardwood floor and installing the hardwood floor. It does not include the other line items that are written in the estimate that are separate from the hardwood floor, which are sanding and finishing the hardwood floor. 2 different line items. This line item is for installing the hardwood floor, lacing the hardwood floor in between the kitchen and the family rooms as shown in the pictures that you have.
And all of that was completed?
Yes, it was.
As of April 6,
Yes,
2023?
it was.
What is this contents line item?
Contents is the insurance company pays us to move items from the rooms so we can do the work and put it back. This particular content item was $57.12. If I recall right, that was the cabinet that he had in his front foyer.
Insulation. Where
That was the insulation that went in the family room wall. They did a flood cut, which is 2 foot. On an exterior wall, when they cut the drywall out, they take the wet insulation out. We must put the dry insulation back into the exterior wall before we put the drywall up, as you have the pictures of.
General demolition, what does that entail?
The computer figures line items that have to be taken out. We do not figure the demolition. For example, in the bathroom upstairs, there was ceramic tile that had to be demoed. The line item cost is remove and replace. So when it's done as a remove and replace, the computer will differentiate from what it takes to put it in and what it takes to put it out. That computer arrives at that number, as you can see by the estimate.
But was that work performed and
Yes.
completed?
Yeah, the tile work was taken out of the bathroom and it also shows the new tile that was replaced.
Finish trim.
Finish trim was the material that we had on site and the trim work that was the trim work that we had on site, and I can't remember all the other particulars without looking at the estimate because there's several line items.
Describe, what do you mean by trim work we had on site?
We bought material, wood, baseboard, crown mold, shoe mold, of which at some point during the other part, we went and picked some of it up, of which it was dollar amount allocated to those line items. Resetting the doors, that's trim work, mill work. Baseboard, shoe mold, casing.
So this finish trim line item includes materials and labor?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and how do you separate the two?
We don't. If you look at the estimate that you have, much rather than this document, the estimate will show, of which is a software that we subscribe to. We put in the quantity, it puts out the numbers.
Okay, did you inspect yourself to determine that all of this work was done? Or did you just put figures into a computer?
No, I inspected every bit of it, and you have pictures documenting what's in this estimate.
Ceramic.
Bathroom, 4 years, 100% done. Again, you have the pictures of the completed work.
Is that tile when you say ceramic?
In the bathrooms upstairs, the Jack and Jill, I believe that was ceramic downstairs, and in the foyer, I believe that was marble, and then the laundry room. And one of the rooms, Mr. Brown bought the material, but I don't remember which one.
Okay, but ceramic would refer to putting in tile or marble or something like that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
And that includes cost of materials as well as labor? This
Yes.
figure here? How did you break down what you paid for? Or what did you pay for?
I don't understand your question.
What did you pay for? What costs are included in this figure, ceramic figure?
Everything with the exception of what he paid for.
What did you pay for, Mr.
We paid
Mr.
for the
Jones?
labor and we paid for a portion of the towel. Mr. Brown picked up some towel.
I'm not asking about
Are you
Mr.
asking
Brown.
me for a dollar amount?
Yes, I'm asking you what towel you bought.
I could not answer that without looking at the estimate. This is an invoice. Towel was done, ma'am, in 4 different rooms. So if you can be more specific.
Did you buy tile for upstairs hallway?
There was no towel to be done in the upstairs hallway.
Did you buy tile for any bathrooms?
Yes,
What tile did you buy?
there was only one towel to put on the floor, ma'am.
I'm asking you what it is. I'm not
I
asking
have
you.
no idea what the towel was without.
Where did you purchase it?
Can't honestly say without looking at the file.
Did you? Okay.
I'm not disputing that.
Where do you normally purchase materials?
We normally tell the homeowner to go to Floor Decor, Home Depot, or Lowe's. Whenever you come up with your selection, give us a SKU number and we'll go pick it up from that from that
And you
location.
did that with Mr. Brown?
On certain tiles, yes. I can't say, I don't remember which tile he purchased.
When you say we'll pick it up, you told him you pick it up. Did you say we'll pick it up after he paid for it or after you paid for it?
Well, no, you misunderstood what I said. We have the insured look at material from Home Depot, Lowe's, Floor Decor, or wherever they want to go. We request that they give us a SKU number or either buy a sample tile. They give us that, we take it and we go purchase the material.
And you did that for tile in Mr. Brown's home?
Excluding a particular room that he bought tile in, of which I do not remember which room it is without having my paperwork.
Okay. Doors, the next line item is doors, comma, set for drywall. What does that mean?
When they demoed the house or the mitigation company took out whatever they took out, the drywall, the casing, they misaligned the doors have to be reset. So when the drywall is put up, the doors have to be reset. So they do not push the drywall over too far and then the door won't be reset. So we come in, we reset the door, make sure the doors will shut, then the drywaller cuts the drywall to that point.
And who performed that service?
I did personally.
Okay, and that amount is $1,300.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is just for labor, or is it for labor and any materials?
I cannot answer that one without, I don't think we bought any doors, but I can't answer that without looking at my file.
I want to assure you, Mr. Jones, none of this is gotcha. If you had to pay for a door, you had to pay for a door. It's just helpful understanding what these figures constitute. It sounds like doors would be a whole lot more labor exclusively than, for example, hardwood floor. There's obviously labor, but there's also the hardwood floor that's going in.
Not necessarily. And what I'm saying is, if a door jamb is pushed past the stud, they pay more to readjust the door than they do to hang a door. So the numbers don't not necessarily reflect a door. It could all be just labor in readjusting and resetting the doors. And that's why she's asking me, is that labor material? I can't answer that
Okay.
without looking at the file.
I feel like we said the same thing. I may not have been very clear in what I was saying, but it was meant to be similar to what you said.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
Taxes, are these taxes on materials, labor, or both?
Material.
overhead and profit, how were these calculated?
As a percentage, 10% overhead, 10% profit, calculated on the line items that are in the insurance estimate.
Okay, are they the line items in the insurance estimate or the line items that are on this invoice?
Line items in the insurance estimate, which are transferred over to the insurance, to the invoice.
Okay, do these figures for drywall through doors, are they the same as what are on the estimate?
Sure,
They're identical matches to what are on the estimate.
sure. Now, the drywall may not be, it may be a little lower because the little area that was not done in the closet. But if you add all the line items up for drywall, it's gonna come up to that dollar amount. If you add up all the line item for the hardwood floor that was installed, it's gonna come up to that dollar amount. If you look on the first page of the estimate, it's gonna show contents for you. It's gonna show the $57.12 that was in the estimate to remove the cabinet and replace it.
The advance for Chris Plummer, what did the plumber do?
Mr. Brown wanted us to get started on the job and he said he did not have the money to pay a plumber. I said, I'll call my plumber, you pay him. When we got there, he didn't have the money to pay the guy. I said, okay, fine, keep the job going. I paid the plumber out of my pocket, which had nothing to do with the contract. And the
Okay,
material is what Chris gave me that he had to spend on the material.
But when you say it had nothing to do with the contract, what kind of work was Chris the plumber doing in connection with the work you were doing?
He was not doing anything in connection with what we were doing. In the bathroom that we worked in, Mr. Brown wanted the tub taken out and another tub put in. I called Chris, excuse me, they worked it out. Chris put in the tub.
Okay, that wasn't anything to do with USAA or remediation?
No.
Okay.
and the material, Chris, were materials that the plumber used to do whatever work he was doing?
Correct.
Your Honor, that's all I have for right now. I would like to reserve if possible, to add another exhibit, which would be one of the documents that Mr. Jones referred to that I did not include in the exhibits. But it has some figures on it that I would like to ask him questions about.
Okay,
I need
as
to
long as
pull
it's
that up.
something that was exchanged in discovery, so it's not going to be a surprise for Ms. McMurray.
No, it is. It is something that was exchanged.
Okay, then you're welcome to do that. You want to do that now or you want to do that?
Don't want to delay looking for it.
Okay.
If I can come back and do a.
That's fine. Mr. Jones isn't going anywhere.
Okay, then I'm done right now.
Okay. Ms. McMurray, do you have questions for Mr. Jones? You're welcome to call him in your case in chief, but in my courtroom, I am fine with there being some questioning now. You don't waive anything in your case in chief, but anything you want to cover with Mr. Jones right now?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. You can step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oops.
All right. Your next witness,
I'd like to call Mr. Antoine Brown, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, come on up, please.
You already read it? We swear affirm that testimony will give the truth and truth and the truth and right. In the name of Jesus. And you stay this way on the record.
Antoine, excuse me, Antoine Brown, ANTOINE BROWN.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, would you just briefly describe the incident that required you to hire Mr. Or Prudential Construction or any other construction company to work on your home?
I had a leak in my laundry room, which was behind the wall of my washing machine. And then I went out of town. I saw a leak. I thought it was just a washing machine, but I cleaned it up and I went out of town for a few days. And when I came back, like it flooded upstairs. Of course, it went downstairs through the ceiling and got on the floors and things like that.
And how did you find Mr. or Prudential Construction or determine that Prudential Construction would do work for your on your home?
We have a mutual friend and I remember meeting him. But then when I was talking to the insurance company, it's like they were kind of delaying. So I remember, and I talked to the mutual friend and I ended up getting his number. He came by and I was kind of helping me through as far as a water mitigation or mitigation, I think that's what to clean it up. Because USAA was like a little bit slacking. Oh, you got to call and get it. And he helped me through it. I called one of the companies that he used and they came out like immediately and, started tearing things out.
Okay, and you eventually, how did you determine that Mr. Brown would, or the Prudential Construction would do the work?
After meeting with a couple of contractors, I ended up calling him back to give me an estimate. He seemed like he was more, hey, make sure you do this. And, he was more attentive, I thought, at the time. So that's why I ended up with him.
Okay, and I'm going to go back to Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. For some reason, let me try that again. Can't get it to let me share a screen. Again.
Tell you what, I'm gonna bump you off and see if that lets you then get back on.
Okay.
So why don't you try?
Hello. Let's see. Sure. Okay, here we go. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Brown, I'm showing you Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes.
And when was this presented to you?
This was in February.
Okay. Did you, and this was presented to you by whom?
Mr. Jones.
Did Mr. Jones and you walk through this document
Yes.
together?
Mhm.
Did you have any questions about the work to be performed?
No, the only question I had was when I initially signed the contract, because it looked like he wanted to get the money at the end, well, before he finished. That was the initial question. And I said, I don't feel comfortable giving you all the money you're not completed with the work. That's why I didn't sign portions of the contract.
Was your understanding, Mr. Brown, that you'd be paying Mr. Jones or Prudential directly, or that Mr. Jones would be submitting invoices to USAA, and so the money would flow USAA to Prudential, and you were just the recipient of the
In
services?
the beginning, I thought I would be paying because they, USAA had already sent me the check. So
Oh,
I had the check already, The holdup was, I told him, I said, because it takes a while to cash a $30,000 check. So it was like the bank put a hold on it. And I said, well, just wait until the check clears so I know I have the money in hand to make sure you get paid.
How much was the check that USAA sent?
It was like 34,000, something like that.
Okay, so USAA cut the check, they're out of the mix unless there is some increase in the cost of the work done. And you're responsible for paying Mr. Jones for the work he does. So when you say, I didn't want to pay you up front if you hadn't finished the work, that's not you deciding for USAA. You were the one who was going to have to pay that.
Yes.
Okay.
Now showing you what's Plaintiff's Exhibit 2. Is that the document you're referring to that you signed you did not sign the bottom version?
Yes. Correct.
Uh, Now showing you Plaintiff's Exhibit 3. Did you ever see this document? Or was this document presented to you by Prudential or Mr. Jones?
Yes, but not in the beginning of the initial work. No.
When did you receive it?
Can't remember the exact date, but it was like later on down the line.
And Mr. Jones presented it to you?
No. Well, eventually he put this together. The only reason I know the numbers were different, USAA sends me stuff through the app. And when the numbers change on that, of course, I can look at my app and say, they'll tell me, oh, this has changed. So that's how I initially saw the numbers.
On this particular exhibit?
Mhm.
Okay. Did you have any involvement in negotiating this new number?
No.
Did you have any involvement in negotiating anything past the original or the initial document that you signed?
No.
How did you eventually find out what the final number that USAA had agreed on?
They send it through the app. So anything they'll update, like I can look at my claim on the app and they'll send me messages, whatever I need, or I can send them pictures. So they sent the final numbers through the app. So then I pull it up on my app.
Okay. Now I'm showing you what is marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit number 4. This is or do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Just correspondence from USAA sent to me to my email.
So you are EK9 Landscaping?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to scroll down to the next page after the cover page. Do you recognize this document, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Okay, and what is that?
It's a settlement claim. And they show you the checks and stuff that they issued to me.
Okay. What is the amount of this particular claim? I think it's in the first line.
3,920.64.
Okay. And if you go further down, it's again showing that 3,920.64. There's a prior payment that is referenced. What is that amount?
The replacement cost?
No, the less prior payments.
3,920.64.
No, that's the amount that this
Oh,
particular,
the actual cash value?
no, the one under cash.
Got almost every line there. There's a line entry that says less
Less
prior
prior
payments,
payments.
which suggests USAA has already sent you some money. How much had they already sent you when they told you, hey, we're giving you another about 4,000?
That's recoverable at 5,058.11.
Less prior payment. It's
Oh,
above.
31,776.02.
So they had already, USAA had already issued a check.
Yes,
Okay, so that plus the 39,2064, is
Yes.
that the
hmm
total amount of your settlement?
yes.
And I'm not doing math right now. And then these are just definitions and information. Okay.
And what was the exhibit number for this one?
5, I believe, Your Honor.
Because you already had a 5. I think it's 4. It says 5 up at the tab, but once you scroll, it's 4.
I'm sorry, 4.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
apologies.
Thank you.
I bought the power for the flood.
Now we have the correct plaintiff's number 5 up. Do you recognize this document, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
And what is it?
It's the cost of what he wanted as far as the payment for work he had supposedly done.
I'm going to briefly go through the line items with you. This drywall amount, what was your understanding of the 4,961.58?
The drywall was supposed to be hung, mudded, take mud, and it was supposed to be finished, which for what he explained to me, finished means ready for stain and paint.
Okay. Is it your understanding that all of that work was done?
It was not done.
And where was the work not done or incomplete?
The drywall wasn't had like a finished coat on it, so it wasn't ready for paint or stain. I mean, I'm sorry, for prime and paint
And what location?
all over. And then you have to fill the small room that he referred to where the drywall wasn't done at the bottom.
Okay, when you say all over, would you describe exactly which rooms and which
Well-
locations were not muddied and
Okay.
finished?
I'll start upstairs. So I have a 1 bedroom to my left. That was my son's room. So around the baseboards, in the closet, and it was more like half the room. So anything that was close to the door, back. Then you have a small hallway closet right there at the bottom that they took out. And then next to that is my laundry room. That was not done. And then next to that is another bedroom on that side. So you have one room here, closet, laundry room, bedroom, and then the hallway. So down the hallway, it wasn't done either. And then the hallway bathroom, like a Jack and Jill, and it wasn't done there. It wasn't completed, put it that way.
So it was not ready to be primed and painted?
No.
And you know this because you have some experience in this line of work, or you and Mr. Jones had a discussion about it, or I'm curious. I'd look at it and say, it looks like drywall to
I
me.
can tell if it's needed to be finished or not, because you can tell, and I took pictures. On some corners, you can still see like divots in there. And I mean, I've gotten some handy, so I can tell if it was done and it
Okay.
wasn't finished.
All right.
Now with the hardwood flooring, is it your understanding that this figure is only for installation of the flooring and did not include staining and matching staining with existing flooring?
Right, this is just for the install.
Okay, so, but do you have a problem with this figure at all?
I think originally, if I remember correctly, the total was about 8,000 to 9,000. That was for install, sand, and restain, which was other rooms that had the same hardware downstairs, had the same hardwood downstairs. He only put the hardwood downstairs in the family room. And it's like a little hallway that goes to a half bath, in the half bath. And he, like he said, floated into the kitchen a little bit. But that was no staining. He didn't sand. The kitchen needed his hardwood. The hallway bathroom, he didn't do any sanding or staining or restaining of any other room downstairs.
So is it your understanding that the 8,000 and some odd dollars that you just mentioned was for completion, including staining, matching, and all of that?
Yes,
But to your understanding, this hardwood floor line item does not cover anything, but the installation.
to my understanding, no.
Okay. And that 8,000 and something figure is a figure, line item figure that's on the estimate that you received.
Yes.
Contents, did you have an understanding of what this contents line item is?
No, not until he said he moved a cabinet or something. I don't remember that, but
Okay. What about the installation line item? Did you,
he did put insulation. It wasn't, he did put some insulation in there. So I
Okay.
agree to that.
okay. General demolition, is it your understanding that he did some demolition? Or Prudential did some demolition?
That I don't really remember, to my knowledge, no.
Okay.
When Ms. Johnson is asking you questions about Mr. Jones or Prudential, did Mr. Jones have people who did work for him? Or
Yes.
everything we're describing Mr. Jones was doing?
No, he had people to come in and do the work.
One guy, or you saw a bunch of different people?
Yeah, different, like the flooring guy was different. Well, the tile guy was different than the hardwood flooring guy.
Mhm.
The sheetrock guy was somebody different. So it was
Okay.
somebody kind of different for each project.
Okay, so Mr. Jones may have done some of it, but he also had people working for him to do these different things.
He did not do anything
Okay.
as far as hands-on, no.
Okay. That's not key to what I'm working through. But more importantly, there were people working for him
Yes.
saying, I'm the hardwood guy. I'll take care of this. I'm
One
the
guy do
door guy.
hardwood, one
Okay.
guy do the marble and ceramic, one guy to do that, then he had one guy to do the drywall.
I think I was asking you about general demolition, but did you answer that question as to whether or not you recalled?
Not that I recall, no.
Okay. Finished trim, what do you understand was done with respect to this line item?
Trim around the floor, door trim, molding, things like that. Never done.
Okay. Ceramic. What is your understanding of this ceramic line item?
He installed the marble flooring at the front door that he bought. He installed the ceramic tile in my hallway bathroom upstairs and the laundry room. I bought the tile,
Okay.
but he
were
did
they
the install.
different types of tile than what he purchased?
He only purchased the marble flooring downstairs.
Okay,
He purchased and installed that.
okay,
I purchased the tile upstairs. It's the same tile that's in the hallway bathroom and the laundry room. It's the same tile,
okay.
but I bought that.
And why was it that you bought that, but not the marble, or that Mr. Jones didn't?
I'd been bought that tile anyway, because I was gonna do some changes anyway to the house. So I've been had the tile.
Okay.
So is it your understanding that this $3,731.76 includes tile that you had already purchased yourself?
I'm assuming I just think it's just overpriced. I'm not sure if he was trying to say that he bought the ceramic tile upstairs too and added it in there. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Well, why do you say that? How do you know that line item isn't simply the cost of the marble and then the cost of installing marble and tile? Because he did all of those things. He bought the marble, he installed the marble, he installed your tile. So why are you saying, I'm not challenging you, I'm just curious why you believe that that line item for ceramic also includes the cost of the tile? Because he didn't buy the tile. Is there anything about the line item that says to you, hey, he's trying to double charge you or USAA?
No, not for the tile, no.
Okay.
The next line item, doors set for drywall. What is your understanding was done with respect to that line item?
Nothing was done as far as him setting doors or having to move doors or nothing like that was done.
And how do you know that?
Because some of the doors are already torn down before I even had a flood anyway, the door and the frame anyway, because we were planning on replacing doors anyway.
So this, are you saying that what are you saying with respect to whether this is
It was not done.
accurate?
It was not done.
Okay. I'm showing you what is marked as plaintiff's exhibit number 6. Do you recognize this photo? And for
Yes.
some reason, there's a blue line now. I don't know where that came from. Let's see here. Okay, got rid of it. Describe, please, what this is.
That's the floor that he installed, or his company installed. And as you see, it is buckling in the corner.
What room is this?
This is my I call it family room next to the kitchen.
Okay. And was it buckling soon after the installation?
Yes,
Okay. Did you mention it to Mr.?
Yes.
And what was his reaction?
he would fix it, but
Did he fix it?
no.
Is it still looking like this?
Yes.
Okay. In addition to the buckling, can you describe the area around the flooring, the walls?
This is part of the process right here as far as the finished product. As you can see, it's not finished. It's not ready for paint. I think you would actually have to zoom in to see where the mudding and stuff, it needs the final finished coat on there.
Okay. So that is not, let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, I don't know, can he point, is there a pointer? Can he point?
So two things. One, that's a touch screen, so he'll be able to, Mr. Brown will be able to mark things up. Two, I just got a notification that my computer's going to shut down in a minute. We had some system upgrades. So I don't think that needs to change things, although I'd like to make you host so that when this dumb machine, it's a nice machine, but it's going to restart. So do you know how to, can you ask to be host? And I think I can make you host. Here, I think I can. Oh, you just did it. That's pretty scary. Okay. I don't think you all will be affected when my machine shuts down.
Okay,
If you tap your screen anywhere you want, in the corner, a little circle, lower left-hand corner, no, way over there, is there a circle with a pencil in it?
Yep.
Press it. And now your finger is
Like a pencil, try circling something on the screen.
would you circle the area you said was buckling? Okay, and would you circle area that you said the drywall is not finished or ready for prime and painting?
Finish. Yes. The actual flooring is buckling like all the way here.
It sort of looks like a hill. That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Like if we were to pour chocolate syrup here, it would sort of run down. It wouldn't just be a circle. It would run down a slope.
And that's it's buckling all the corners of the whole room, actually.
And which room is this?
My family room, which is next to the kitchen.
Okay.
So all 4 corners of the room are buckling?
Yes.
Is there anything else in this photo that you want to point out with respect to the workmanship?
Kind of hard to tell, but I know like in certain areas where you can see the corners. It's not finished. But I have it was some other pictures that I had too.
I have a question. If you go up to the upper right-hand corner, there's like a black line at is that just, it wasn't, is that just the two walls coming together and it's
Two
not
walls coming
finished?
together. Those are two walls coming together, but it's supposed to be a straight, kind of a straight seam, and it's not.
It's torn or not sealed there?
Right, the mud, it needs to have the final coat.
Okay.
So smooth it out to make sure the corners are like square.
Okay. So I have an overarching question about all this. Assume for a minute that the way you're describing these things is accurate. It wasn't finished, the floor is buckled, all that kind of stuff. Did you identify these shortcomings to Mr. Jones?
Yes.
And did he say, I won't fix them, or what, like, why are we,
Once I started to do, hey, the floors buckling, things like that. The reason we got into me not giving, I have to kind of go back if that makes sense.
please?
Okay. The reason he started with no money, I told him I was going to wait on the check. He said, well, I will go ahead and get started. But at a certain point, you have to, give me money. I said, okay, I didn't have a problem with that. That's how he started with no money in general. After that, he started doing the work. I got to a certain point and I started to text him, hey, we need to sit down. And I have text message, we need to sit down so I can pay you, for what you've done so far. After that, it took him a while to get back to me. When he got back, that's when he came back with 24,000. So that's when I said, okay, let's get the money right. I'm not paying you 24,000 for work you didn't either finish or you didn't even do. So that's how the work kind of started to come to a halt.
So this photo would be an example of something that you would characterize as not finished. I mean, clearly work was done. There's hardwood floor on the ground, there's new drywall, but it's not complete.
Right.
And so your pushback would be, well, I'm not going to pay you like this is finished because it's not finished.
Right. And then the buckling, of course, I have to pay somebody to fix it.
Okay. Did you and Mr. Jones talk about paying him something?
Yeah.
He's saying 24 grand, you're saying it's not done. And so, but I know you've done work. Look, there's hardwood floor on the ground. So here's $10,000.
We talked about it, but it was his numbers. He was stuck on 24. And I'm like, I'm not paying you 24,000 for work you didn't do. I never said I was not going to pay him. I'm just not paying you for work that you either did not do or is not finished.
Okay.
And that was on, I do have text messages saying the same thing.
Oh, unfortunately, the.
Oh, he can make that stuff go away.
How do you do
There
that?
is along the side, it looks like an eraser, or no, there's an arrow, it's a circular arrow that looks like undo if you tap that.
Right. Nope.
Deputy Gordon, can you show Mr.
Mhm.
Brown where the undo
Oh,
is? Please.
people saying that's oh, okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown, I'm now showing you what has been marked as plaintiff's exhibit number 7. And I'm going to zoom in to see if we can get a better. There we go. Do you recognize this photograph?
Yes,
Did you take it?
yes.
Okay. What is it?
Flooring at the front door.
Okay, is this marble flooring?
Yes.
Okay. What's the significance of this picture?
It's starting to crack, here.
Yes, would you mark where it's cracking? Is that full vertical line is a crack?
Yes.
Okay, are there any other cracks in,
It was another
not here,
photo.
but in the flooring?
Yes.
In this?
Not
so-
in this photo, but
Not
it
in
was
this
another
photo,
one.
but there are other cracks?
Yes.
When did they start?
Maybe a couple of weeks after he started to do the work.
So this marble flooring was one of the first things that
Yes,
was done?
that was one of, yeah, probably the first thing, I think. Either that or the flooring upstairs. He
Okay.
did the flooring before, I know he did the flooring before the drywall.
And when you say he, you mean a
A
subcontractor?
subcontractor came in that he sent.
Okay, and within 2 weeks, the
2 to
flooring
3
started
weeks,
to
I think,
rise?
yes.
Okay. Did you bring this up with Mr. Jones?
Yes,
And what was the response?
I'll fix it, because he had extra tile, but of course it never happened.
Okay, and so the floor is still looking like this right now?
Yes,
Show you plaintiff's exhibit number 8.
Can you make that circle go away,
Yes.
please?
Do you recognize this photo, Mr. Brown? I mean,
yes,
Mr. Brown.
yes,
Did you take this photo?
yes.
What is it?
It is the same flooring that is upstairs in the hallway bathroom and my laundry room.
Okay, what is this flooring made of?
It's ceramic. It just looks like wood though.
It's ceramic that looks like hardwood?
Yes,
Okay, and you purchased it yourself?
yes,
Okay, and was it ever installed?
yes,
Okay, and it was installed by Prudential?
yes.
Okay, did you have any issues with the installation?
In the laundry room, if you go to the wall, it was set too far back. So when you put the trim down, you still got to get a trim piece to hide it, but you had to get a bigger trim piece.
If I may, are you saying there's a gap between the drywall, I mean, the drywall and the tile?
Right. So
And-
there's a gap, but even when you put the baseboard,
Mhm.
after you put the baseboard, it was still a gap. And he had to put a bigger piece of what they call molding at the bottom.
Mhm.
Um, but it was the gap was still wider than what it
Okay.
should have been.
But how does it look now?
Well, I got it redone and they put a bigger molding piece down there to cover it up.
Was it redone by Prudential or a different?
No, I hired somebody else.
And I'm now showing you plaintiff's exhibit number 9. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes,
Did you take it?
yes.
And what is it of?
That is the hallway, in my upstairs hallway.
Okay, this is a wall that runs along the hallway?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the significance of this photo?
As you can see here, it's not finished. Part of this is not finished. Even up here, you can see the mud and stuff like that. It's just not finished.
Okay, and to your understanding, you were being charged for finished
Yes.
drywall?
Yes,
Okay, did the Prudential ever come back and finish?
no,
Does it still look just like this?
yes, no, it doesn't. I paid somebody to come in to finish, to put the final coat on there to have it finished, ready for paint.
Okay. Do you
And
recall-
when we're talking about finished, you didn't envision painted, you meant ready to be painted.
Ready to be painted.
Okay.
I'm now showing you plaintiff's exhibit number 10. Do you recognize this photo, Mr. Brown?
Yes,
Did you take it?
yes.
What is it of?
I think that's the little closet downstairs, where he didn't finish, the drywall with mud and, tape and stuff like that.
Okay. Was there supposed to be trim also placed here?
Yes,
Okay. I'm looking at the doorway. Was there work you anticipated to be done by Prudential on the side for the, on the left?
yes.
Okay. And what is going on with that? Or what in this picture?
Right here, anything that they tore out or anything that has, mud or tape is supposed to be refinished as far as the, paint and stuff like that. So, even here, when you put the casing back on there, it's just, like I said, it's just not finished. It's not ready for paint at all.
Okay. With respect to, back to demolition, are there any other charges that, Prudential charged you or tried to charge you?
A dumpster fee.
Okay, is the dumpster fee included in this, invoice or as far as you can
Uh,
tell?
I didn't see it in there, I don't think.
Okay. Um. I think that's all I have for Mr. Brown right now, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. McMurray, do you have questions for Mr. Brown?
Just a couple, Your Honor.
All right.
Brad, in the picture, where we saw the base, a couple photos back, there was a picture of some drywall and it looked fluffy or fuzzy.
Mhm.
Do you have a dog?
Yes,
Was it possible that the dog may have urinated in that area?
not in the area, no.
Okay, where was that area located?
That's upstairs in the hallway upstairs.
Is the dog prohibited from being in that area?
No.
Can you put do you mind,
I'm trying to, let me
Ms.
go
Johnson,
back.
putting the picture back up? I think it was 8.
8,
No, it wouldn't have been 8, 9.
all right, let me,
I think it might have been 6.
I'll go.
7 was marble flooring and 8 was the flooring tiles, the ceramic wood. So I think
What one, maybe?
Not that one.
no, try 9, please.
That one. Yes.
That.
Yes. Where was this located, sir?
Upstairs hallway.
Okay, and the dog is not precluded from being in that area?
No,
When was this picture taken?
I'm not sure of the date. It should be stamped though, because I took it with an iPhone, so it should be stamped.
Okay. Is it possible that damage was done after the drywall was sanded?
Not that one, no.
Okay. So it's your testimony that nothing happened to this wall. This is the way that.
That's the way he
Prudential-
left that one.
Okay, okay.
And I have a female dog, so she wouldn't back up. And if that's what you're trying to say, if it's male or female,
Just asking.
I have a female dog.
Okay, just asking. Just trying to figure out how we may have gotten here if there was another alternative. Okay. You contest today that the doors were not removed. Is that,
Some doors were already removed.
okay? And.
Not by, if you look at the pictures, I have pictures where doors were already removed before I even had the flood.
Okay,
But what I heard Mr. Jones talking about wasn't so much removing the doors as it was making sure once the drywall was done and other things, that the frames were still, I'm using non-contractor terms, there's basically still square so that you could hang the door and the door would open and close.
Some of the doors, I had no frame before the flood.
Okay.
So
But not only had the door been removed, the whole frame had been removed. What were you doing?
remodeling some stuff.
Okay.
And you can look at, on pictures, some of the doors, the frame and the door already gone before. And this was when they did the water mitigation.
Okay. But was part of Prudential's contract with you to finish those, whether you took it off or the mitigator people took it off, was part of the contract? All right, I want frames and doors hung in all these doorways.
No.
No. So Mr. Jones could have said, Prudential could have said, we're done. You give him the $35,000 and they leave and you're still going to have some doorways in your house with no door frame and no door.
Right.
Okay.
That's all for me for the moment, Your Honor.
Okay. Any redirect?
No redirect.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown. You can step down. So my computer didn't restart, which is great.
Yeah.
I've been able to follow what's going on. I don't know if the county sent this thing saying everything will self-destruct in 30 seconds. And it didn't, which is
Do you
good.
need me to continue sharing?
No, unless your next witness involves sharing.
No, I'm not calling any other witnesses.
Okay, all right. So you rest at this time.
I rest at this time, but I would like to be able to do one or two questions, recross with Mr.
I intend on calling my witness. She can do that.
Great, so you'll be able to, Ms. McMurray's telling us that she'll be calling Mr. Jones, so you'll be able to ask then the carryover from what you wanted to do earlier.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ms. McMurray, we are at the transition. The plaintiff has rested. We can hear your opening. We can start your first witness. I don't know how much time you think it's going to take. It's about 15 minutes before noon. I don't know if people need a lunch break now as a natural break point, or if you guys want to press on and see if we can finish. I'm open either way, assuming our court reporter doesn't need a break.
I would be fine with that. If I could get a potty break for like 2 minutes, that would be amazing.
Okay, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we take about a 5-6 minute break? Everyone can refresh themselves, but then we'll just keep going with the case, having heard no one demand a lunch.
Wonderful.
All right.
Great.
Thanks.
Oh, where is the?
Right out that door, and then I don't know which way you go. Deputy Gordon, which way would she go after she goes out that door? Keep going out that door.
Right back. Thanks.
All right, let me find this document. You know what? I switch purposes and email. What is your email? Donna Johnson. 96@gmail.com.
And what is your name?
It's just attorney at law, Donna Johnson. 1277. I'm sorry, 12. Why do I do this all the time? 1266 West Paces. 1266. 1266.
Yeah.
EE 66 West Paces Ferry Road.
Okay.
30327. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for standing up.
Oh, I didn't see him.
All right. Deputy Gordon's good. He's just out there. You good? You can stay right there. I just want to make sure you were good. All right, you go back to playing. Tetris. Okay, Ms. McMurray, I am remembering that you chose not to give an opening, so if you want to now, you may. You also can say, no, we're good, and call your first witness. However you'd like to do it. You can come on up to the podium, please.
In the state of Georgia, that is true that the 43, of course, I wrote it down, didn't I?
434117.
Correct. Dictates the contractors. However, there are exceptions to the contractor rule. On them, specifically listed on the Secretary of State website, are specialty contractors, including the following, and in pertinent piece only, it says drywall, flooring. Well, I mean, drywall and flooring is basically what we're here over today.
So the Secretary of State can't create a statutory exception. It'd have to be in the statute. Is there something you can point me to?
It is 4341, I believe it's 17G.
G, okay, because I had it up since my computer didn't shut down. G,
Yep, under
owner will-
434117, specialty contractors are allowed to perform work without a license if the work is predominantly of the type for which they are recognized as exempt. And additional work requiring a license is incidental and does not exceed 10K or 25% of the total value of the work.
F, that's F.
F,
Okay,
excuse me.
all
Okay.
right.
Yes,
All right.
okay. So I think what you're going to hear today is that my client acted under his understanding and interpretation of the Secretary of State, which specifically carves out the specialty contractors and has specifically drywall and flooring. We're precluded from bringing in the information, but there was, Prudential Construction does currently hold a licensure. Again, we're not interested in seeing, we've been precluded from that and we will not, but Prudential Construction does hold a current GC license. That said, he acted in good faith and has done a substantial amount of this work for which the plaintiff has been paid through the insurance company. And I hope Your Honor will find that he is a specialty contractor as carved out under 434117.
Okay.
All right, I will call Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones, you know the routine. Come on up. Same seat.
All right, you may be seated. All right, Mr. Jones, you've been previously sworn. Ms. Johnson, will it bother you if I get a little closer?
No.
Okay. I'm short, and so being here, I gotta dodge computer. If I okay here, I bring the personality to it. All right, Mr. Jones, you previously were sworn in and you've testified a little bit in this trial today.
Correct.
Can you tell us, from your perspective, what brought you into Mr. Brown's life?
We have a mutual friend,
And who is that friend?
James Ray.
James Ray.
Right.
Tell me about James Ray.
James Ray is a neighbor of mine. He lives directly behind me. I was visiting. Mr. Brown was cutting his grass. We got to talking about dogs, of which.
Meaning Mr. Brown was cutting Mr. Ray's
Right.
grass. Your neighbor's with Mr. Ray, not with Mr. Brown. He just happened to be there doing some landscaping work.
Correct,
Okay.
although he only lives about 4 minutes from me.
Okay, you're almost neighbors.
Yeah. Subsequently, we talked about dogs. He ended up boarding my dogs while I went out of town.
Mr. Brown did.
Mr. Brown.
Okay.
boarded my dogs while I was out of town. Weeks, months later, he contacted me, said he had a problem with some water. I went by there and looked at it, and I gave him the instructions on how I would handle the claim.
Okay, okay. And so at that point, you did not do the mitigation work, is that correct?
That's correct. I referred him to Premium Plumbing, of which they came out and did the mediation work for him.
Okay. And so to your knowledge, or that piece must have been settled or finished because we are not here on that today.
Normally, that is paid, that's an emergency service, and that is normally paid directly to the vendor that did it from the insurance company. They normally pay them direct.
Okay, okay. So after the mitigation, you were brought in to do repair work.
Correct. Write up an estimate for our company to do the work.
Okay. And at that time, did you know that USAA was already involved? Did you write that estimate specifically to tender it to USAA?
Yes, at that time, I filled out the authorization to repair. I questioned the insured. The insured gave me his insurance company's name, his adjuster's name, email address, and the claim number, and as a deductible, of which we have them put on the top of the form before we move any further.
Okay, okay. And at that time, you entered into the contract that was already tendered. So you agreed that Mr. Brown signed that contract authorizing you to do those repairs, but did not authorize the insurance company to pay you directly. Is that
Correct.
okay? And he also.
Would that have made much of a difference for you, that last part, given that the insurance company had already paid Mr. Brown?
All due respect, Your Honor, if he would have signed that form, we wouldn't be sitting here today.
But I hear you, but I need you to explain that a little bit more, because what I heard from Mr. Brown was that before he brought you on board, he already had the money.
Negative. When I came on board, I spoke, reached out. He gave me all the information for his adjuster. I reached out to his adjuster. I told him who I was, verified the claim. He said, "Do you have an estimate?" I said, "No, I'm in the process of writing an estimate." I wrote the estimate. I submitted it to his adjuster. He and I went back and forth. He questioned some things that were in the estimate. He added some things to the estimate. That's how that happened.
And then, based on that estimate, USAA cut a check to Mr. Brown because his direction to them was, "Nope, don't pay Prudential Construction. I want you to give me the money. And then I, Mr. Brown, will be responsible for whatever payment needs to go to Prudential."
Correct.
Okay. How many times in your career have you done insurance-related repair work?
That's 95% of our business.
Okay, so that 95% of your business, how often is it that the way it's structured, you get paid by the insurance company rather than the insured?
That really depends on the individual. We try to get it paid through the mortgage company. That way, we don't have to be in a hassle with the money over anything. The money,
You mentioned, or maybe your lawyer mentioned mortgage company, but I haven't seen mortgage company anywhere.
explain?
Yeah,
Okay. If there's a mortgage on the home, the insurance company makes the check out to the mortgage company and the insured. If he would have signed our form, the insurance company would have made the check out to Prudential Construction, the mortgage company, and the insured. The insured and the contractor signs the check. They send the check to the mortgage company. Depending on how the mortgage company is going to disperse the funds, they're either going to disperse a half or they're going to disperse a third. In this case, I don't know how they disperse because we never got to that point. But when the mortgage company sends the check back, the check would have the insured's name on it and the contractor's name on it. At that point, the insured signs the check, gives it to the contractor deposits it, and we go to work.
why does the mortgage company get involved as opposed to the insurance company?
Well, the insurance company, once they write the check, they're out of the picture because
Okay.
they have done their diligence.
Got it.
Most people do not understand that the mortgage company is the beneficiary of an insurance policy, not the insured, because they are the ones that are at loss. If the check is given to the insured, as it was days in past, insureds just run off with the check, mortgage company stuck with a mess
Got
of
it.
house.
Got it. So that makes more sense. what happens if you determine that the original estimate is insufficient? Because you said the insurance company's done once they cut that check, but it turns out that it's going to take another 20 grand because there was more damage than people thought.
That's a supplement.
Okay, but the insurance company gets back involved.
Correct. If you look through the estimate of which they didn't show, there's a whole page that shows supplement, 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 supplement. Because he pulled them out and I put them back in and I took pictures to verify that these items need to be done.
Okay. All right. Thank you for explaining that.
Yes, sir. Yana.
Along that vein, if there is a dispute about work done, you've had it where the check is deposited to the registry of the court until a decision is made. Is that correct?
That would be fair to do, but here again, we did not have the check or no access to any funds.
The scope of the work that you were brought in to do for this repair,
Correct.
was there anything besides drywall and flooring, and I guess trim?
Resetting the doors and the trim, that was it. No plumbing, no electric, no heating. Put a heat register back on the wall. That's the vent where the air comes out, where the drywall, put that back on the wall. But other than that, no.
Was there anything structural that would have changed anything structural wise to this house?
None whatsoever. No, no.
Literally just putting back on the drywall that had been removed during the mitigation?
Correct.
Okay. And were you able to verify that the mitigation was successful? Did you take measurements of dryness prior to beginning the work?
No, that was done by the mitigation company.
Okay, but it was to your satisfaction?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And at that point, when did work begin? Was there a delay in between when the contract was signed and when work began, or was it pretty prompt?
We did not start the work until we were sure of the dollar amount that was coming from the insurance company. I had spoken with the adjuster and we had agreed on the phone where the dollar amount was going to be.
Okay.
We started work before that paperwork was produced.
Okay.
From
So
the
you
insurance.
had it verbally from the adjuster what the check amount was going to be,
Correct.
and you kept your scope of work to what the adjuster had indicated should be approved.
Correct. Once we agreed on the dollar amount, we are now working from the adjuster's report.
Okay. And in that adjuster's report, let's kind of go, if you don't mind, room by room. So there were 2 floors of this house that you did work on. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Which one would you like to start with?
We can start with the foyer.
With the foyer?
Yes.
Okay. So talk to me about the foyer. What was the scope of work? What was supposed to be done and what was actually completed?
In the foyer, the marble floor or tile floor was supposed to be put in.
Okay.
Flood cut, which is the 2-foot or 1-foot drywall cut around the bottom.
Okay.
The baseboard, the shoe mold, and paint.
Okay. And are you aware of any of those items that Mr. Brown purchased, or did you purchase all of the items for that foyer?
We purchased all the items for that foyer
Okay.
for the work that we did.
Okay, so let's pause there and let's explain it for the work that we did. What was not complete that should have been completed?
A separate line item from the floor
Okay,
and the drywall.
okay,
The baseboard was not put on. The shoe mold was not put in. And they were not painted.
okay. So there was baseball, shoe molding, and painting. In the invoice that plaintiff's counsel submitted, were those items billed or were they not billed in that invoice?
No, they were not billed. The items that are in the invoice that the attorney presented, if we would take the time and add up the line items in the estimate for the work that Mr. Brown stated that we complete, they would document the numbers that he's saying he's being overcharged for.
Okay, so you are not disputing today that the work, the baseboard in particular, was not completed. However, you're indicating to this board that you did not bill for that item on that invoice.
That is correct.
Okay. Would you have finished that baseboard Would that have been something that you typically would have finished under this contract?
Yes, we stopped work for non-payment.
Okay, tell us about the non-payment. What,
As Mr. Brown stated, we started the job before the insurance company had finalized everything. And as he so stated, that I told him that I was going to ask for a check somewhere before all of that got done. We finished the hardwood floor, the drywall, adjust the doors, and the tile. He said that I was overcharging him based on the texts that he sent. I said, let's add up all the items in the estimate. The estimate dictates, if I did not do it, you do not owe me. That's how that invoice came about. Those are the dollar amounts that are in the insurance estimate.
that was the folder. Take me through the next area.
Family room.
Family room, okay?
Family room, we put in the hardwood floor. We laced the hardwood floor into the dining room. We put insulation on the rear wall, drywall on the rear wall, 2-foot flood cut. Also, we did the drywall on the ceiling. The hardwood floor in question in the corners, as I explained to Mr. Brown, the instrument that they use to strike to put the hardwood floor in, you cannot get it up close to the wall. When they come to finish it, they press it down and they face nail it.
Okay.
That's
And
how,
so that had not occurred.
that had not occurred because we did not go back to do any more work.
Okay, okay, so you terminated because that payment that had been submitted from the insurance company to Mr. Brown never made it to you, and so
Correct.
the damages,
We
you
stopped,
hit a pause button.
right,
Okay, so you would have finished all of these things, but
correct.
for, okay. All right, so that's the foyer and the family room. What other on the downstairs level?
There was a half bath. The work in the half bath consisted of drywall, baseboard, shoe mold, putting in the hardwood floor, resetting a door. I believe there was a light fixture that had to be reset. It was hanging, just hanging and painting.
Painting. Did you do any painting?
No.
No, we never reached the painting, so there's no dispute. We never reached the painting. And there is no line item for painting on that, is that
Correct.
understanding? Okay. Also from plaintiff's exhibits, we saw a picture of a cracked marble tile.
Correct.
Okay. Were you aware or made aware of a cracked marble tile at any time?
No.
No. Okay. So during discovery of this case, it's the first time that we learned that plaintiff was saying that there was a cracked tile.
Correct.
Okay. Would that have been covered under warranty, the 1-year warranty, if we've been able to finish this job?
Sure, we would have gone back and repaired it. However, looking at the tile, something was dropped on it. They put emphasis on the crack, but if you look at the edge of the tile, you can see where the edge of the tile is tripped, which is chipped, which says clearly something fell on that tile. But we would have gone back and repaired it.
The, I believe also in that downstairs area, there was a picture of an unmudded area,
Hall closet.
and that is in the downstairs area as well?
Yes.
Okay. Have we discussed the hall closet yet?
No.
Would you like to do that for me?
In the hall closet, 2-foot, I think I looked in the estimate, it was 16 linear feet of drywall that was installed, but it was not finished. And it was error on our part. Door was shut, we forgot it.
Okay, but this was something that was added via a supplement, right?
Correct,
Okay, so this was not part of the original estimate?
correct.
Okay. But this should have been mudded, this should have been mudded.
100%.
And while we're talking about mudding procedures, would you tell the court about your mudding procedures? Do you wet sand or dry sand, and what does that mean?
Normally in a house where someone is living, much rather than dry sanding and trying to keep the dust down with a vac, it's virtually impossible. So what you do is you take a sponge or either a wet mop, something that's pretty flat, and you smooth the edges out on the drywall, which prevents any dust from being in there. And it's just as slick as if you had sanded it.
And so in this case, is this a standard procedure that you do to try to keep the dust in there?
Yes,
Okay. All right, so we've talked about the foyer, but stupid hiccups. That's gonna be hiccups. Foyer, family room, half bath, and a hall closet. What else was on the main floor?
Well, on the main floor, they said there were no contents in the foyer.
Okay,
And I have the picture of the contents that were moved out of the foyer, which was just a cabinet. And I believe the dollar amount for it was $57.12.
your testimony today is you did in fact move items so that you could complete the flooring throughout the entire downstairs.
Correct,
Okay,
We
and
moved-
that was the content manipulation that was listed.
correct.
In the invoice.
Yes,
Okay. Was Mr. Brown testified that you were not present when these things happened? Were you present for any of the repairs?
I was at his house every day.
Okay,
I did not stay there all day,
okay,
but I was there at his house every day that those guys worked pretty much.
okay. So you were aware, this isn't a situation where your guys could have told you something and then it wasn't done, or they could have embellished. This is something that you drew the estimate with each thing in mind and then supervised at least in the beginning of each day?
Tile work took 2 days, hardwood floor took 2 days, drywall took 3.
Okay, and you were there the morning of each one?
I came by, checked on the guys, yes.
Okay, okay. So you've heard testimony about doors, that there were doors that were not hung and that at the end of this would still not be hung.
Correct,
Do you agree with that statement?
yes.
Okay. And so were those doors built for in your estimate?
No,
Okay. So that's foyer, family room, half bath, hall closet. What else on the main floor have they not touched upon?
that was it, other than lacing the hardwood floor into the kitchen.
So
That's,
tell me about lacing the hardwood floor. How intensive is lacing a hardwood floor? Well, I think we gotta,
oh, I'm sorry. It's time sake. You have to take in each individual board and cut it, or you either have to take the board out a long distance in order to put it in properly. Of which that's a separate line item from the installation of the hardwood floor.
okay with me tendering specific pages, which you want me to tender?
This is fine.
That's fine. Okay. Thank you. Alright, so I showed you what's marked as defense 1. Is that a true and accurate picture of the lacing of the hardwood floors in this case?
Yes, it is. I took the picture.
Okay, and on or about what date did you take this picture?
Based on 3/27.
Okay.
That's based on the date taken on the software.
But you remember this picture?
Yes,
You
oh, yeah.
remember, you physically took this
I took
picture?
that picture. I
Okay.
took all of these pictures.
All right, I would move to submit T1.
Any objection to defense one?
No objection.
Okay. Thank you.
So the interlacing of the hardwood floors was one of the items that Mr. Brown identified as being overcharged and substandard. Is that
Correct.
okay? But it's your testimony today that it takes a long time. It took 2 days, 3 days, and then was it?
To do the entire hardwood, but I believe in the estimate, the adjuster gave us 5 hours to
Okay.
cut that floor out, individual line item, and lace it in.
Okay, and so again, everything that you billed for was in the exactment and you only billed for the pieces, the exactment that were actually completed.
Correct.
Okay, and again, flooring and drywall, neither of these required permits?
No,
Okay. Nothing structural changed
no,
on these? Okay. The bath, there was discussion of a plumber, that you upfronted payment for a plumber?
yes.
How did that come about?
Mr. Brown said before we got started, he wanted to put in a new tub. And I said, do you have someone to do it? He said, no. I called my plumber, Chris. They discussed it. Chris called me up and said the guy wanted me to do it, but he didn't have the money. I said, I'll call him, go ahead and do it. He went over there and did it. I paid Chris for the actual work. I never got paid for it, and put it in the actual estimates. Here's the actual pictures of the tub existing and the tub that was taken out and replaced.
Now, Chris, not you, the other Chris. the
Chris
plumber
Phillips, right,
Is a licensed, bonded, and insured plumber?
yes.
Yeah, and this was verified at some point. You use him routinely?
Oh, I didn't verify it, but I know who he works for. And based on, he is licensed to do plumbing work, but taking out a tub, a faucet, or a sink does not require a permit.
Okay, but it does potentially require licensure, and so the properly licensed person came in and did the.
Correct.
The work requiring the license.
Yes.
Okay.
As you can see, the frame. That's a door.
He said,
I don't know what it's that.
but he's saying he reset. Okay, all right. I remember to ask you.
No objection.
Ask about that damage. Dog.
So looking at these two pictures, I've marked appendix 2. I've labeled them page 1 and page 2. What are we looking at?
We're looking at the existing condition with a one-piece fiberglass tub. We're looking at another picture showing that the tub was taken out and a standalone tub was installed.
Okay, and which order is which? Which is previous and which is after?
This picture was taken 213, which shows the old tub. This picture was taken 327, which shows the new tub installed.
Did you take both of these pictures?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and so these are true and accurate representations of the work with the licensed plumber?
Yes.
And then did. Move to tender D2.
Admitted?
Okay. All right, so that was the downstairs. Was the laundry on the upstairs or the downstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay, are we ready to move to the upstairs?
Before we do that, the tile in the bathroom where the tub was replaced is all gone in page 2.
Correct.
Would that have been Chris the plumber who took up all that tile, or that would have been your team because that was part of the work authorized by USAA?
My team took the tile out, and that's how the demolition cost comes, because we don't set it.
Team took
And
the
if you
tile
look at the estimate, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's just a prepackaged software that insurance companies use. We put in the quantity and it does the math. And it says demo, it makes those line items.
Okay. But the removal of the tile was part of the, let's fix the house,
Yes, sir.
not
That's
part
right.
of the, I want a new bathtub.
Correct.
But while the tile was out, hey, why not put in the new bathtub? Not part of your plan. And so Mr. Brown needed to find someone. He asked you, you found Chris the plumber. But this was all a side gig, if you will. It wasn't part of anything discussed with USAA.
I'll let him and Chris cut the money up. I just paid him.
Okay.
He got it.
Okay.
Are we ready to speak about the upstairs, or is there anything on the main level that we need to address further?
Second floor. Main,
Sorry, excuse me, second floor.
yes,
We're ready to travel upstairs?
yes.
Okay. What were the areas that you worked on in the upstairs?
The bathroom. There was guest bedroom.
Okay.
Laundry room.
Okay.
Bathroom.
2 bathrooms?
There was a Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill.
Right.
Okay. Was there a master bathroom as well? How many bathrooms did you work on upstairs?
We did not do any work in the master. It was confined to that bathroom there.
Okay, so one bathroom in the upstairs.
Correct.
Okay, a Jack and Jill bathroom in the upstairs, a guest bedroom and a laundry.
Correct.
Anything else, hallway or anything?
The drywall in the hallway, yeah, we did the flood cuts, adjusted the doors.
So in the hallway, just the adjusting of the doors and the floodlights.
Correct.
So let's go more in depth with the bathroom. What did you do in the bathroom?
In the bathroom, we adjusted the doors and tore out the ceramic tile and put in the ceramic tile.
So the tear out of the ceramic tile in the Jack and Jill bathroom was not part of the mitigation. It was done by you as part of the repair.
Correct.
Why? Why was that not part of the mitigation?
Well, mitigation has to tear out based on their meters. The
Okay.
meters test water.
Okay,
So if they're in a room, carpet doesn't make any difference what the floor is. If they take that meter and put it here and it's wet, they continue to move that meter until it gets a reading of dry. If it's in the same room, that's where they stop. So when they stop, then because of a matching issue, then we have to tear out the difference and write it up. They only tear out the wet items.
so did they tear out any of the tile or was it just not?
There was
not-
tile torn out in part of the bathroom.
Okay.
And that's why, if you look at the picture, that's why we tore out the difference.
Okay, so you tore out the remainder, which I'm assuming was the majority of the tile out of that bathroom, and then laid new tile for continuity.
Correct.
Okay. What else? The flood cut and the tile, what else did you do in that bathroom?
We adjusted the doors, which are, you can see the pictures where they're out of alignment.
What would cause a door to be out of alignment?
When the mitigation company comes in, they take the drywall, the casing off. For the most part, they're kind of reckless. So we have to put it back in place in order to make sure that the door will shut,
Okay. So basically you have to,
realign it.
okay. Okay, and is this pretty standard? Is this, I mean, obviously insurance approved it, so is this something that is pretty run of the mill?
Yes.
Do these door trues happen in most repair cases?
Yes, when they take the drywall down, they have to take the casing off the wall.
Okay,
So, and then the baseboard.
so even if the door was not hung, you still have to true the casing and have it be ready for a door to go in there.
Correct.
So Mr. Brown's testimony that there were not doors present it could be true, and you're not denying that that is true, but it still did not alleviate the need to, true the doors.
Correct. When we got to his home, there were two or three doors that they were missing, as evidence in the picture.
Okay,
That was not written up in our insurance estimate to do anything to those openings.
okay,
The openings that I'm referring to are in these pictures showing the doors out of alignment, not attached. So we have to attach it back before we allow them to put the drywall in, because the drywaller sometime will let the drywall go over too far, then you got to cut it, reset the door and everything.
okay. And so in that case, again, the bathroom was the plug cut, the tile, and truing the door or doors?
Doors, correct,
Jack and Jill, so multiple.
correct,
Are we ready to move to the guest bedroom?
correct.
Okay, talk to me about the guest bedroom.
Guest bedroom, flood cuts on the drywall, adjust the doors.
What about the flooring in the guest bedroom?
The flooring in that bedroom was supposed to be carpet. We stopped work before we got to that point.
Okay, so you did not tear out or replace carpet?
I think we tore out the remaining carpet. Half of it was torn out. I think we took the rest of the carpet out in the one room, but I don't even remember it 100%, and I didn't even bill them for it.
Okay, so that was not, the flooring for the guest bedroom is not on the final invoice.
No.
Talk to me about the laundry room. What did you do in the laundry room?
Laundry room, we put in the floor, adjusted the door, and put in the drywall.
Did you make any other observations while you were in the laundry room? Was there, were there other damages to the laundry room?
Yeah, the windowsill was eaten up by a dog. The walls had holes in them from the dog, and the front by the door was all scratched up. Here's the picture of the trail made up by the dog. Yes.
That wasn't part of it. Your Honor, I object to these simply because these have nothing to do, at least one of these has nothing to do with the work that was supposed to have been performed.
So I don't know what, it'd be helpful if we had a number to refer to, so we're talking
D3.
about the same thing.
D3 parentheses 2.
You'll withdraw that?
Oh.
Okay.
What about this one? And I have a partial objection to D3 parentheses 1 because, again, the areas that he's discussing has nothing to do with the work that was to be performed under the contract.
So we've been discussing lots of different areas. What area are you talking about?
Area above the cut.
Well, but if part of the picture relates to what we're talking about, or there was work done in the room, you're not saying we shouldn't talk about that room. You're just saying, why are we talking?
Object to any discussion to the extent that he's trying to blame
The poor dog.
a dog for for work that he should have performed or did not perform.
Okay, it's not how I heard it. I heard him just describing, hey, I also worked in this one room that looked like a dog hadn't treated it real well. Not that the dog, yes, earlier today, there was a suggestion that the dog may have been the cause of what looked like bubbling on drywall that got wet. And I've learned it was a female dog, so it's not likely that that's what that was. But I didn't hear either Ms. McMurray or Mr. Jones saying, oh, and another reason why these bills were so high is that everywhere we were going, we're having to re-repair things because this dog kept eating all the drywall or the hardwood floor. So I think we're in an okay space. But let's move on from dog and dog damage.
Of course, of course. All right, so in the laundry room, again, you did the flood cut
We shut the door and put it in the floor.
and put in the floor. What
Yes.
kind of floor went in the laundry?
The tile that Mr. Brown purchased.
And Mr. Brown, again, there's no contest. Mr. Brown purchased that flooring and he was not billed for the product. in the
Correct.
invoice.
Correct,
He was only billed for the labor of the installation.
correct.
Okay. Was there also potentially content manipulation in the laundry?
Washer and dryer.
Okay, and talk to me about that. Those needed to move in order to do the flooring and dry.
If I'm not mistaken, we didn't even bill for it.
Okay. Okay. So.
To me directly.
No, go back to the one that you've already. It's the same. I prefer this book.
Sure.
Okay.
That. I was trying to get the number.
Sure.
Plaintiff's 5.
Thank you so much. Thank you. As we've talked about pretty much each of the rooms that you touched. In a foyer, a family room, a half bath, a hall closet in the downstairs, and then a bathroom, a giant bathroom, a guest bedroom, a laundry, and a hallway in the upstairs.
Just bedroom closet. We had to redo
And
the,
bathroom closet, okay.
yes, bedroom closet. We had to do the,
Bedroom
yes,
closet.
we had to do the drywall and the trim on that closet door.
Okay. Drywall and trim, okay. Did you also take down or reinstall, clothing racks?
No,
Okay, so none of that.
no, we took none of that down.
Okay.
I started talking about the casing, all the all the doors that need to be adjusted. You can see the doors and all the line there. Okay, all right. That's it.
Okay. All right. Ms. Jones, there was discussion of baseboard, and in fact, there was an exchange of baseboard at one point. Talk to me about the baseboard. What happened?
We had furnished certain materials on the job at the previous meetings that we had. It came up to a decision that, hey, just come pick up the material, whatever it was. And we came and picked up, I forgot what it was, but it was, I don't know if it was shoe mold, baseboard, crown mold. I don't remember which one it was.
There was some kind of baseboard that didn't fit the bill. But was the proper baseboard also there, or was?
We just didn't install it, and we got into a dispute when we had the previous mediation or whatever it was. Okay,
Yeah, that's another matter.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so then. Okay, then let's go through, if that's okay. Judge, I'm gonna refer back to plaintiff's exhibit 5, which you already have in evidence.
Okay.
You need that, I can try to.
I can pull, I think they were all submitted, so I can pull it up on just my individual screen if. This is the receipt.
Yes.
This was the one pager that has April 6th circled on it. Okay, I'm looking at it.
Mr. Jones, let's kind of go through, line by line to make sure, and to clarify, we've already kind of plugged the source, but let's take it briefly. The drywall referred to on line item 1. What, is that the flood cut and reinstallment?
correct.
Is there anything else on that drywall that is not, that was not complete, that was billed for?
No,
And as you stated before, there were stages to the drywall. There's 4 stages of drywall.
Correct.
Recap the report one more time, what they are.
you hang it, you tape it, you bed it, you sand it.
Okay. How far into stages of drywall did we get, with the exception of the closet that was missed?
It was all completed, except the closet, as you so stated.
It was all what?
Completed. Yes, ma'am.
The closet that was missed, if you were to apportion a dollar amount to that, what would you figure?
Based on what's written in the estimate, it shows a dollar amount of $226 to hang the drywall and finish the drywall. It does not break out how much was for hanging, how much was finishing.
Okay,
Although it can be done with the computer, you just go in and put in hang drywall or just hang or finish it.
but an estimate of $226
That's what it's-
would be
Fair.
appropriate.
That's what's in the estimate that he received.
Next up on the line item is the hardwood floor.
Correct.
And we showed the judge the pictures of the interlaced hardwood floor. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so that hardwood floor, with the exception of bolting down the corners, was complete.
Correct.
And that would have been finished, but for paying the initial monies from the insurance company.
Correct.
What's next?
We have the contents, which was the cabinet that was in the foyer that we had to remove and then put it back in.
And then, did I understand you to say you moved a washer and dryer and some other contents as well?
Right, of which they were not billed for.
Okay, so they could have been if you had us insurance, but they were not billed for those. items.
Correct.
What's next?
We have the insulation that was done in the family room on the rear wall.
And was that completed?
Yes, it was.
And that's 15,000.
It has general demolition. General demolition has to come from taking out the ceramic tile, the underlayment up under the ceramic tile, any item that we had to take out in order to put a new item in. So if we had to take a piece of casing off, that would have been written that way.
As well as where you said that you had to take out some of the floor because the foundations felt where it was dry.
Correct. We tore out the remaining area of the ceramic tile and the door rock. Yes.
Would that have been included in that bill?
Yes.
What's next?
We have the finished trim. Finished trim, which was the material, some of the material that was on the job. That's pretty much it. We did not install any trim.
This would have been for materials only.
Yes.
And you did receive
Let
some.
let me pause us there, please. So I know some of the work that you intended to do, you weren't able to do because relationship broke down, you weren't paid. You said, I got to stop working. I can't work for free. An example would be the corners of rooms and the hardwood flooring. You were going to finish that. You can't get to the machine that makes everything get flat. You can't get over into the corners.
Correct.
I'm less clear about the finished trim. The finished trim, this figure here, $3,000+, you're saying that's just for materials? Because it sounds like you did effectively no trim, because that's what you do at the very end, and you hadn't finished everything else yet.
We had not installed any trim, Your Honor.
Okay,
That's just for material that has been delivered to the job.
okay. Thank you.
What was next?
The ceramic tile. It's called ceramic tile, even though it might be marble. That was for the bathroom, the foyer, and the laundry.
Was that all the same tile or were there different tiles chosen for?
The tile in the foyer was different from the laundry and the bathroom.
And you purchased, my understanding was he purchased
And
one
that's
set of the tile.
That's
and you
what he was
purchased
willing to accept.
Right, he had the tile there at his house for the bathrooms upstairs. We used his material, correct?
And that's not included in that bill. only
Correct.
the installation.
I'm gonna say it is not included in here, but I'd have to go look back through it. And the reason I'm saying that is because he was supposed, and I don't know without looking at the file if this ever transpired, but he was supposed to give us a dollar amount, or we were supposed to give him the amount allowed in the estimate for the material.
Okay,
And I think in the estimate, it allowed like $2.30 or something like that per square foot, of which the document is here.
okay, okay. So it's possible that something that he had purchased, was being,
I'm just not 100% if the credit was issued. I know we discussed that tile.
okay,
And what I'm saying is this number may be the number that reflects in the estimate, but it does not reflect the amount, the $2.30 for the tile.
if you were going to give a best case estimate for what that credit would have looked like, what would you have estimated that?
Stretching at $300 for the material.
So far, we have a potential drywall money credit of $220 and a potential credit for materials to the tune of $300. Off of a $26,000 bill? 24,000?
24, yes.
Okay. What's next on that bill?
Door set for drywall, 1,300.
Tell me, how many doors do you remember offhand?
Double door in the closet, bathroom door, hall door. Pretty much all the doors have to be reset. The pictures are evident how they are.
And nothing was beyond the scope that insurance approved prior to the work being done.
Correct.
Was anything in a supplement or was it all just?
There are several items that were in the supplement, and the confusion for me is she produced a document showing one date, which was December. And I remember writing the estimate, but I don't remember what page, what estimate that page come out of. If you change the items on the page, it does not resequence the page number. And that's my concern.
Oh, but
We're good with this.
You're testifying that that is a correct, true and correct
Yes.
invoice with potentially $526 that should be credited to it potentially.
Correct.
Okay, continue. What's next on that?
We have the taxes, which is $756.38. That was basically derived by running the estimate and looking at the estimate and taking a percentage as they wrote in the estimate and applying it to the 2,400.
And the taxes were on materials only.
They figured on materials and certain
Who is they?
USAA. Yeah, that's an ambiguous item. The computer figures that. And if you look at it,
So USAA basically dictates to you where you should charge in taxes.
correct,
Okay, so this is not something that you just arbitrarily said, this is my number, this is what I'm charging in taxes.
correct.
USAA dictated to you what taxes were. Okay, what's next?
You have overhead, which is 10% of the actual work, and then 10% profit, which is $2,032.81.
You were scheduled to make $2,000 off of this entire job?
That was the
Profit
profit, and then $2,032.81 overhead.
So it wasn't the entire job, this was for this part. I mean, I'm remembering back from the original estimate, I think profit was like 3,500 or something.
It's more, correct.
Okay, but this represents about 2/3 of that, and there's $2,000.
Yeah, I just took whatever these line items, they had all the line items up, it comes up to a particular dollar amount, add the 10% overhead, and it's not cumulative.
Okay.
So, to kind of tie this all together, explain for me what the difference is between the overhead and the profit. How are those numbers derived and how are they given to you by the insurance company?
Insurance companies only allow us to make 10% profit, 10% overhead, non-negotiable.
What is overhead?
Overhead is setting up the job, supervision for the job. People watching, it's just the profit is self-explanatory. That's what you make for running the job correctly.
Okay, okay. And so everything, again, on this invoice is to the spec and parameter that the insurance company approved.
Correct.
And it's your knowledge and belief, and I believe Mr. Brown's testimony that he was paid for the items that were completed.
Correct.
Okay. What, I promise I'm wrapping up. In order to kind of show this court, the non-payment from, you started before you received the payment from the insurance company to get started.
Correct.
And then that's why you didn't finish.
Correct.
And so what happened in communication wise? What happened that made this just turn me?
I submitted this bill and he kept telling me that I was overcharging them. And I said, let's just sit down. We can go through the line item estimate that your adjuster wrote. If they don't match up, deduct it. If they match up, pay me.
And then you did file a mechanics lien on the property, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And so to date, have you been paid for anything at all that's been completed on this property?
Not from this, no funds have been received on this project at all.
Is there anything else that you believe this court would need to know in order to make a decision today?
Well, it's called buyer's remorse. A lot of insured see what contractors are making when they see a line item estimate. And as Mr. Brown very candidly said to me, I think you overcharged me. I asked the question, what is your basis for saying that I overcharged you? It's in the file. He sent an email stating that he had 3 contractors came out there and told him that I was overcharging.
Anything else that this court would need to know?
No.
I'll ask it and follow-up questions.
Ms. Johnson, any questions for Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, you need me to move. I'm so sorry. That was up to you.
And Your Honor, for a bit of housekeeping, I need to tender, plaintiff's exhibits 1 through 10. And I do tender plaintiff exhibits 1 through 10.
Well, I'll ask Ms. McMurray. I don't know that you necessarily publish them all, but you don't have to. You can tender, oh, there's 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3,
I think we went through them and I don't,
We went
5. You
through-
have no objection?
I don't.
Okay.
These were shared with me, these were part of discovery.
You know what they are. There was nothing that shocked you with its origin or anything. Okay. Plaintiffs exhibits 1 through 10 are all admitted, as have been defendants 1 and 2. It was the hardwood floor in the kitchen, the interlocking part, and then the bathtub stuff.
Okay.
Hmm?
Mr. Jones, who are the employees who are the individuals who installed the drywall in Mr. Brown's house?
The individual installed it.
Yes, or individuals.
V&A drywall,
And so what is it?
Victor Apple drywall.
V and A?
Yes.
Okay.
And who are the individuals who installed the hardwood?
Ronnie,
Ronnie,
Delta hardwood floor.
Delta Hardwood,
Yes.
and who are the individuals who installed the ceramic and marble tiles?
Alex.
Is that
Alex.
a company name or just an individual?
I don't know. I don't have that with me. I
But
just,
you know, he
Yes, a
owns his own company?
yes.
So none of these individuals are employees of Prudential Construction.
Well, and I have to look at the file because we pay them sometimes by the piece and not a contract basis.
That's not my question. Are they employees of, or were they employees at the time?
They're not a W-2 employee, no,
Okay,
ma'am.
you did not pay any payroll taxes for them?
No,
No benefits?
no.
You did not have any exclusive control over them as employees?
Excuse me?
You did not have any exclusive control over them as employees?
No,
Okay, and you did not advertise them as being employees of Prudential Construction?
no.
Okay.
Can you tell me again, V&A Drywall did the drywall? I was trying to write out V&A Drywall and we zipped through the others. Who did the hardwood flooring?
Delta hardwood flooring.
Okay, and then it was Alex.
Alex did the actual ceramic or marble.
Okay,
Yes.
But Alex owns his own or her own company,
No, he's just an individual.
so independent contractor.
Yes.
And excuse me if I'm repeating myself, but you had no control over any of these individuals as employees of Prudential Construction.
I have control over them while they're working. Yes.
But you
and
have no control over them as employees of,
while they are working for us, we agree on the hours that they're going to show up on the job. We agree on the hours that they have to leave the job. If you're asking me, do I pay taxes in on them W-2? No, ma'am, I do not.
and they are free or were free to take on any other jobs with any other time that they weren't working on Mr. Brown's house for you.
Sure.
You mentioned earlier that if Mr. Brown had wanted to sit down and talk about problems he was having with your billing, that you would have sat down with him and worked it out or try to work it out or
That's
discuss what
very
was going on?
evident by the text mail. To answer your question,
Mhm.
yes.
And were you willing to reduce the 24,000 at any time?
I'm willing to reduce it if there was a mistake made in it.
Okay, did you offer to reduce?
No,
Did you send him any text messages or anything showing that you're willing to take less than that 24,000?
no.
I'm gonna go out of order, but I will be coming back. I'm gonna show you what is exhibit, what will be marked as plaintiff's exhibit number 12. I can find it. Do you, oh, it's not showing up. Hold on. Let me make it larger. And I apologize, but it's. At the top of this,
There's nothing on my screen.
oh, shoot. Sorry about that.
Is it the screenshot you're trying to show or exhibit 12?
Screenshot.
Well, exhibit 12 looks like it's the screenshot. So there you go. Go there.
There we go. Okay. The only thing is, Your Honor, the screenshot shows the date. I just wanted to.
Well, you can open up the screenshot if you want. I don't care which one you open up. It just needs to be visible.
All right. Still not showing. I don't know why it's not showing. Definitely.
Is it something that you shared with us that I could open up, or this is a new exhibit for you?
It's a new exhibit. And it's. Try one more time. There. Okay, the screenshot itself shows the date of April 13th, 2023, I believe. But for some reason, when I converted it to a PDF, it doesn't, that date was not shown. So. This purports to be a screenshot from your phone, Mr. Jones, to Mr. Brown.
Excuse me,
Mhm.
who is CB?
I have no idea.
Well, more importantly, do you recognize whatever's in the picture?
Yeah, I recognize it, but normally on my phone, the two initials up at the top states who it was sent to. And that's not his initials.
I have no idea who CB
Okay,
is.
we can go ahead.
Okay. Is that your handwriting? Do you recognize that that is your handwriting?
No, that's definitely my handwriting.
Okay. I'm just scrolling through it to, and then there is a message.
Can you shrink it so I can read it,
Sure.
please?
Is it not?
I can see it now.
Oh, you can see it
Yeah,
now?
I can see it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. No, you're good. You keep the screen for you.
Okay, Do you recognize that message to Antoine?
Sure.
Okay, did you write that or type that to him and send it to him?
Sure.
Okay. And that handwriting in red, that was an attachment to the message?
I can't say if it was or not, but I agree it's my handwriting.
Okay, all righty. Would you agree that that this message written in red reflects changes in numbers to the receipt?
I would not say that they changed numbers to the receipt. We've got the estimate over there. If these numbers are out of sequence the way they are, I just need to reference them to what's in the estimate so I can answer your question because you're saying that they have something to do with the receipt. I just want to see what they reflect in the estimates.
Okay.
What are the numbers on the left?
That's what I'm saying.
To my understanding, they reflect the line item in the estimate.
Okay. Do you have a copy of the estimate that Mr. Jones could look at?
You're showing me an estimate from 3/16. This is not the original estimate. It clearly has supplement written across the top. So which document or, let me just look and see what line item 10 says. That's line item 10. Line item 10 shows $49.76, and this item shows $24.02. So we're looking at two different estimates.
No, but were you willing to take a reduction from the 49? That's what I'm asking you. These numbers here in this handwritten table reflect reductions in the original estimate for each line item.
Those line items are derived from, I believe, when we picked up some material. I believe the estimate may have had, based on what I'm reading,
Excuse me.
this line item is showing a total dollar amount. This line item is showing something less. The line item number 10, we did not do. We did go out and pick up the shoe mold. So it is conceivable that he got a credit for that item.
Okay, but the credit be reflected in the
I cannot answer,
receipt?
I cannot answer what this is reflecting because these numbers do not add up. By any, number 10, base shoe, it is showing a dollar amount of $49.76. Number 10 is showing $24.02. Number 18, it is showing $37.17. Number 18 is showing $16.32. Number 25 is showing $162. Number 25 on here is showing $71. So I'm kind of confused.
That's what I understand that there are differences in the numbers. My question to you is, do these differences in numbers reflect reductions you were willing to concede to Mr. Brown after you discussed his concern that he was being overcharged?
No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is you're giving me an estimate that is a month later. Present the original estimate so I can look at them and halfway try to figure out what happened 2 years ago on that particular line item. What you're showing is not correct based on this number.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jones. I'm going to now show you what has been marked as plaintiff's exhibit number 11. Do you recognize this document?
Sure.
Is this the document that you referred to earlier as showing getting your business license and occupational license and so forth that you filed? in order
It's
to
a
get
document
those?
that we have to submit to the city when we apply to renew our license, yes.
Yes, okay. I am going to scroll down. I don't know if there's a there's a page number 1 under, the document is called Business License Review.
Sure, I see it.
I think there should be form instead of from, but I don't know. In it, if you go to item number 1, it's asking you to describe your business. You say interior painting, drywall repair, and flooring repair.
Correct.
Is that what you referred to earlier as specialty?
Yes.
And you referred it as specialty as being a specialty of Prudential Construction.
No, that is something that the municipality dictates. If you just do drywall, paint, carpet, they call that specialty item. And I don't have a copy of an old license of which it clearly shows on the license, specialty item. And I think the class, I can't even remember the class number.
My question to you is, did you hold yourself out, or did you hold Prudential Construction out as a specialty um, um,
We are a special,
company for interior painting?
yes, we're a specialty contractor. We do insurance work, litigation, same thing.
Did you hold yourself out as a specialty contractor for drywall repair?
I'm not understanding your question.
Did you hold yourself out as a specialty company that performs drywall repair, a specialty
Yes,
contractor?
we sometimes go out. If you're asking me, do I go out and just do drywall? Yes. If you're asking me, do I sometime go out and do just flooring? Yes. In this particular case, they were all on the same house.
Okay. And I will scroll down to what is, I'm not seeing as well as I used to with these glasses. It's the next to the last page. It does not have a page number on it, but here it is. And
You can magnify it so the rest of us can read it too if you want.
okay.
Great.
Did I do it too much? I think so.
It's good for a sec. I don't know what happened. Oh, you went to the very bottom of the document. If you scroll up.
Okay. Now let me do it again.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. In the middle of this page, it says, are you licensed through the Secretary of? And I'm not sure that I understand how to be able to mark this myself. Well, let's go this page. There's this page, and I don't think there's a page number anywhere written on it, but there's a line that says description of primary business activity, all other specialty trade contractors. That is based on your understanding of the municipality.
That's how the municipality
Right.
issues the license. The state issues the professional license, not the municipality. I
Okay.
can go to any municipality, give them my information and say that I want a license to hang drywall.
Okay.
Right on the spot. If I live in that municipality,
Right.
pay the fee, they give me a license.
Okay. And did you list yourself as this description of your business as a specialty trade contractor based on your understanding of Georgia statute pertaining to licensing?
Yes, with the municipality. With the Secretary of State, I have a qualified agent. Are you familiar with that?
I am very familiar with
Okay,
that.
so for me to go out and do carpet, drywall, paint, I do not need a professional license.
I understand that as well.
Okay, so
But
maybe I'm misunderstanding.
But my
your
question is, based on OCGA, what is the statute number again?
It was yours, 434117.
4341-2, which has a definition of specialty contractor, which the Georgia Secretary of State bases its regulations on. Are you holding yourself out as a specialty contractor, or did you hold yourself out as a specialty contractor based on the Georgia statute definition, which the Georgia Secretary of State uses to promulgate its regulations?
Before you answer, there's an objection. Yes, ma'am?
Judge, I'm not really sure how my client is expected to know the specifics, nuances of statutes. I think this one's asked and answered. He testified that he answered based off of how he interpreted Secretary of State. That was in her direct. I think we're trying to get into the nitty-gritty on something that Your Honor has already made a determination that he is not, and we're not allowed to bring forward credentialing as the general contractor. The held out in the contract is in the contract, it's tendered. There's no statement. I guess I'm kind of, I don't know what my objection here is, except that I don't think he's got the ability to answer this question the way she's looking for a lawyer interpretation and answer.
Okay. Well, how about this? Ms. Johnson, why don't you ask the question again? Don't answer it yet. And then tell me where you're trying to go with this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because maybe because Mr. Jones isn't understanding your question, or because your question isn't as clear as you want it to be. He's now told me about 10 times, hey, I filled out the municipal paperwork, and so I'm a specialty contractor. And then you're focused at the Secretary of State level, and so I'm trying to make the connection myself. Tell me where you're trying to go.
Well, under the Secretary of State's definition of specialty contractor, which he correctly understands, it does not require special licensing. But he is doing that to avoid, at least where I see it, he is doing that to avoid his actual role as a general contractor. And as a general contractor, he was still required to be licensed at the time he entered into the contract and began work on Mr. Brown's house.
Okay.
And he was not. We've already determined that.
Okay.
He is, and it appears that he is using the specialty contractor designation as a way to get around it.
Okay.
However, he's also testified that the various people who did work have their own companies.
Mhm.
And they're the actual specialty contractors. He's not the specialty contractor.
Got it. He, by bringing them together, aggregating them is,
He has turned himself into a general contractor.
okay, functionally, he's done
Functionally
that.
General contractor.
Okay. I understand your argument, which you're going to get to make in a few minutes. What is it you want to ask Mr. Jones about specialty contractor?
Well, I don't need to.
Okay. All right.
I don't need to know because I just made my argument.
Okay, I think you got to where you needed to be.
Yeah, that's where I needed to go.
Do you have any other questions for Mr. Jones?
No, I don't, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, any redirect for Mr. Jones?
One follow-up to that one document. The date on that document, sir, Mr. Jones?
Which
is
one
it
are you
dated-
referring
the-
to?
The one that's up on the screen. That was
Um,
dated in 2023. Is that correct?
Can you scroll it up so I can see the bottom?
Yes,
But I'm pretty
I
certain
can.
it was
I
probably
believe it's
some,
dated April 3rd.
I think the final signature is dated April 3rd, but I want to say the application is dated
Oh.
sometime in March. There it is, March 16. Okay. And as such, that is, you have held yourself out as the specialty contractor since March of 2023 under your understanding. Is that correct?
correct.
All
Whenever
right, thank you. That's,
I have a qualified agent, whenever I need a building permit, the qualifying agent pulls the building permit.
And I don't want us to go too far afield in that space, but a qualifying agent means someone else who
Licensed contractor,
can pull permits
Correct.
for you or someone else.
correct.
What do you have to do to have a qualifying agent? How does that work?
I just take this paperwork that she's got on the screen. I send it over to him as I did back in 3/16/23. Once they get it, they go into the computer and they put
Matt,
Piece of it.
you don't need to show me anything. I'm just curious.
But it's kind of strange the way this is set up.
May I,
Because-
Your Honor?
Yep, sure.
There's a difference between a specialty license and a professional license.
Okay.
Professional license is a general contractor who either grandfathered in or took the test. I can get a qualified agent as one of the guys that took the test or grandfathered in. They represent me whenever I need to pull a building permit.
So they're putting their license on the line, if you will, when that permit's pulled.
They're putting their license on the line on any job that we do,
Okay.
based on them signing the document with the professional, with the Secretary of State.
Okay. But that's neither here nor there because you didn't need any permits to do the work that you did for Mr. Brown.
Correct.
All right. Do you need to get a specialty license from every municipality in which you do work?
No.
Or you just need a specialty license? And if East Point says, hey, Prudential, construction, that's a specialty drywall, flooring, tile and paint place. Even though that's just an East Point license, you could go in College Park and do a project.
Correct. Once you have a specialty license in the municipality where your office is, that license allows you to go through the state of Georgia doing specialty work.
Okay. Not to Alabama, but anywhere. And you go down to Valdosta and do
Correct.
some serious hardwood flooring.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Back to you, Ms. Johnson.
First of all, I would like to tender plaintiff's exhibit 11.
That's what's on the screen?
It's on the screen. Right?
Sure.
objection.
No objection. It's admitted.
And that is it for questioning.
Okay. All right. Any redirect?
Oh, I just remembered something.
Okay. You hadn't sat down yet. This is your last.
What is the date, Mr. Jones, of when that was issued, what you just showed me, your,
This was expires 6/30/2026, issued 7/25/24.
but you didn't have that before 7/25/24, did you?
I had a qualified agent, yes.
Oh, and who was that?
Jahi.
Okay, and when did you first have him as a qualifying agent?
I went to Jahi probably in February of 2022. And go ahead.
There's no go ahead. You're still talking.
Oh, I went to Jahi in 20, I want to say it was February, because a client had called me up and told me that they couldn't find information, and I had Jahi get all the information together for me. And he's been on there since, I want to say 2022.
If the Secretary of State's website did not have him listed as your qualifying agent in 2022, that was because he was not your qualifying agent back then. Is that correct?
Before you answer, there's an objection.
I'm gonna object. And the reason I'm gonna object is because, first of all, this is what we had the discovery meeting on. The Secretary of State only shows we've already, this has already been hashed. The Secretary of State only goes back to 2024. There is no record prior to. Whether or not he was or wasn't, he can testify to, but if she's using this for purposes of impeachment, the Secretary of State website specifically says that those are the official records. So if we're going to hoe this road of bringing his licensure in, and we've already had a decision that that's not allowed, why are we down this road, Your Honor?
We're not, and we don't need to go. I understand Ms. Johnson's concern that all of a sudden this guy pulls out this, look, I've got this licensee looking thing, and we don't need to worry about the qualified agent piece. It's not going to affect my analysis of your claims or defenses to the claims.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You bet.
I'm all done now.
With that, okay, all right. Back to the defense.
I think I'm done with my client. If I may get him to step down for a moment.
Sure.
Yep.
You can step down, Mr. Jones. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And give me one moment and
Yep.
and I'll see if I'm done.
Okay.
I wouldn't bring it up, but he's. I wouldn't bring it up. No, other than that, we're just gonna skip. That's that.
Defense rouse.
Okay. Any rebuttal from plaintiff?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the evidence is closed. Ms. Johnson, do you want a few minutes before we do closing arguments, or are you ready to roll?
May I have just 5 minutes?
Sure. Well, what we'll do on that clock there, I'll come back a little after 1:30, and we'll hear from both sides.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Mhm.
Little friend. All right.
Really, really, but.
We'll still take a brief stroll. Stretch. Yeah, just a few seconds to stretch. Oh. You should hear that.